Hello traders, hope you're all well. Today is Sunday, the 26th of July 2026, and we are looking at the EURGBP on the weekly time frame. So I want us to do a quick exercise analyzing this chart using the Elliot wave principle. So I've done the markings, but what I want to show you is basically how I derived to this count. Yeah. Again, if you are an elotician and you think I'm wrong, please do drop me a line, and then we can have a talk, a conversation about what you think was wrong. All right. And if you're new to Elliott Wave, I encourage you to learn this methodology because, again, this is the best way to trade. All right. So weekly time frame, Euro GBP, and we start from what we can see, the data we have um, from TradingView. Okay, so this is what we have, backdating, I believe, 1979. Let's see. Yeah, 1979. Um, but what I want us to do is we start the count from this low here because we're not sure what happened to the left. Yeah. Uh, so we basically count what we see. Yeah. We're not guessing. We're counting the wave that we see on the chart. All right. So we start from this low of January 1981, I believe. Yeah, Jan 1981. So we start from this low here. So what I can make out from this low, so this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, a diagonal for 1. Okay, and then we had a correction for 2. Okay, and then we pushed up for 3. If you take a quick look, you see that this move here are in threes. Yeah, so there's nothing impulsive about these legs. Yeah, but I've just labeled them 1, 2, 3 just for guidance because this is a leading diagonal. Yeah, so they all came in threes. So if you look at them, they're all in 3 waves. So they're not an impulsive leg to the upside. So these are corrective waves. Yeah, for 1. Yeah, as a leading diagonal. So this was the start of our leading diagonal. All right, for 1. And then we had a correction here in zigzag 535 for 2. And then we continued pushing up uh, in a zigzag corrective pattern. Yeah, for so we had a 2 here, and then we had a 3 here, and then we had a 4 here. All right. So if you take a look, we're having A, B, and C, A, B, and C. So they're all corrective waves. Yeah. So according to the rules of the leading diagonal, as you can clearly see, these 4 here traded inside our 1. Yeah. These are the rules of leading diagonal, and in an impulsive leg, this is not allowed. All right. And as you can see, the 2 is below the 4, and the 3 is above the 1. Yeah. So we're meeting the rules. And then after the 4, we need a final leg up for 5. Okay. So what do we have here? Yeah. So after the 4, we then had, I've labeled this as a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. Yeah, for A. So this basically is my first 5 leg up. Zigzag is 5, 3, 5. Okay. Because we have been correcting, what we've been seeing is 5, 3, 5 here. So I expect the last wave to the upside to finish the diagonal to also be a 5, 3, 5. Yeah. So we have our first 5 leg up, as I counted 1, 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. Yeah, and I've marked that as an A. And we now have we've had a correction for B. Yeah, so this I see this as a 3, 3, 5. So the B can be any corrective pattern. Yeah, it can be a flat, it can be a triangle, it can be another zigzag. Yeah, so this to me was a 3, 3, 5 for flat. So a flat, we have a running flat, expanded flat, and a regular flat. Yeah. So this to me was a regular flat. Okay. So we had a B confirmed. Now we need a push-up for C to complete the final leg of this leading diagonal. Okay. So what we're working on now is a 5 leg up. Okay. So after we got our B, then we had this 1, 2, sorry, a 1. Let me label that. Sorry, so that is visible for you to see. So we now have this 1, 2, a 3, a 4, and then a 5. Yeah, again, a leading diagonal for A. Yeah, and then we had this corrective pattern here, A, B, C for B. Yeah, and then we need a final leg C up. Yeah, sorry. So we need a final leg C up, okay, to complete this 5, 3, 5. Yeah. So 5, 3, 5 in the sense that we have our A as a 5. We now have our B as a 3. Yeah. And then we need a final leg up, 5 leg up. Okay. So let me repeat that again. So a zigzag is a 5, 3, 5 pattern. Yeah. So what we have here is our first 5 leg up, which I've labeled A. Yeah, if you can count this, I've counted this as a 1, 2, 3, and a 4 and a 5. Yeah, it gave us a clear impulsive 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leg up. Okay, for our A, we need a B. Yeah, we need a B, and we have the B here. Yeah, so we have this flat pattern here, A, B, and C for B for flat. Yeah, 3, 3, 5 for flat. So this is our B. Now we need 1 leg up for C, which we then complete for 5. Yeah, because we have 4 now, we're looking for 5, and we got a 5, a 3. We need 5 leg up. Okay, so now we have a leading diagonal for 1. Yeah, and then we had a correction here. As you can see, we had this A, B, C for a 2. Yeah, for a 2. So I've labeled this B here because the leading diagonal is an A. Okay, so this is a B, so we need a final leg C. Yeah. So we are in that leg. We are in the leg. We are in the C leg now. So let me zoom the chart a little bit for you. So what we have after the B is, if you count this here, you would have a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, a 5 leg up for 1. and then we had a correction for 2 that did not go below the origin of 1. So this is a 1 and a 2. Okay, and then again, the 3 here, yeah, the 3 here is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 for 3, and then a 4, and then we had the final push off for 5. Okay, what do you think this pattern is here? Yeah, if you look at the 4 usually gives it away. Can you see that the 4 came in inside the 1? Yeah, so this is not an impulsive leg, but this is a diagonal. Yeah, a diagonal because we traded inside 1, but we did not take out the 2. So the 4 did not take out the 2. The 3 was higher than 1, and then we had a final leg 5. Okay, so this is again a leading diagonal is popping up everywhere now on the forex market. Leading diagonals are popping up on every chart that you see. Yeah, so we have a leading diagonal for 1. So all this here was a 1 leg up. Yeah, for 1. Okay, and then after the 1, we had this correction for 2. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drop down to the daily time frame for us to take a look at this leg here, okay, because it's not clear on the weekly time frame. So this is the daily time frame, okay. So this was the 2, so this was the 1 on that weekly time frame, okay. So we push down, zoom the chart for you. So zoom down to correct the 1, yeah, and then we had this 5 leg down for A, and then we had this 3, 3, 5 flat pattern for my B, yeah, and then we had this beautiful ending diagonal for C, yeah. So we had the 1, we had the 2, we had the 3, we had the 4, and then we had the final leg to the downside. So let's go down to 4-hour time frame, and then you see the final leg down labeled 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this was the 1, the 2, the 3, and the 4. As you can see, the 4 came in a way of another 3, 3, 5 here, yeah, for 4. And then we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1. We had this correction here for 2, and then we had a push down for 3 and a 4, and then we finished for 5, yeah, for 2. Okay, so now we know that we have a 1 and a 2 of the final 5 leg up. Yeah, so we've now had a 1 and a 2 of our C leg. Okay, so we need a 3, a 4, and a 5. Yeah, okay. So on the bigger time frame, the weekly time frame, we've established that we have our A. Yeah, we have a 5 for A, and then a 3 for B, and then we need a 5 for C. Yeah, so now we have a 1 and 2, so we're looking for 3, a 4, and a 5 to complete that weekly leading diagonal. Okay, so EURGBP, all we're looking for is a buying opportunity. Okay, so after the 2, we are again forming what looks like a leading diagonal. It's not confirmed yet. Yeah, so this is looking to me as a leading diagonal again. Okay, so we've had this leg up for 1. Yeah, we had this leg up for 1, and then we had this correction here for 2. Okay, If you drop down to lower time frame, this looks like an impulsive leg. I'll try and label it. Yeah, let's label this 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Yeah, if you look, the 4 did not cross or touch the territory of 1. The 2 respected the low of the origin of 1, and then we had the 5 leg up. Yeah, the only problem is that the 5 here was extended and was, I think it was longer than 3, I believe so. But regardless, that is 1. Okay, that's our 1, and then we had this 3 leg down for 2. And then for our 3, let's try and make out what if this is an impulsive leg. So remember, in leading diagonal, it can be 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 3 or 5 3 5 3 5. Okay, so so we have our first 5, and then we have a 3. Let's see if we can make this as if this can be so 1 2 a 3 a 4, and then we have 1 2 3 4. Now 1 2. You see the third leg was rapid. It's visible that this is a third leg. Yeah, 3 a 4, and then a 1 2. Okay, so I can see a 1 2 3, and then ending diagonal for 3. Yeah, to end it for 3. So yeah, so this, you can argue that this is an impulsive leg on the lower time frame for 3. And then as you can see, what I'm expecting is a correction. If we had a drop down, so I need to see a 3 leg up and then a final 5 leg down. Yeah, for 4. Yeah, so if I can see this for 4, then provided we don't go below the 2, and we need to break this one here. Yeah, so for this to be a leading diagonal, we need to see the market trade inside this line, inside this red line. Yeah, so we need to see this to come down, yeah, and break this line here, this red line. Yeah, this horizontal red line. So that's what we are expecting. So once we see that, then we can confidently say that this is a leading diagonal, and then we'll look for a rejection for 4. Yeah, all right. Again, for this to be a leading diagonal, we need to see a correction on the top side, and then a push down that breaks this red line. So this red line was where our 1 ended. Yeah, so we need this 4 to come in and break and trade below the red line. So once we see that, then we confirm that this is a 4, and then we do have a trading opportunity if that happens. Yeah. So all you need to look at for is to look out for some sort of bullish candle. Yeah, some bullish candle correction, and then you can go in long. Yeah, for 5. Yeah, but you have to be very careful if you're taking this trade. The best thing is to chill, just relax, and wait for the market to come down after we form the 5. Wait for the market to come down and correct. Yeah, and correct before going long. Yeah, before going long. So yeah, so this is EURGBP basically. This is what I'm looking. This is what I'm looking at. Any questions? Please do let me know. So we're looking for ABC here for our 4 this week. Yeah. Again, like I said, we need our 5. we need our 5 somewhere around this area. Yeah, and once the 5 is established, then you wait for a correction. Yeah, a correction to take the trade. Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll do a follow-up video on EURGBP if this happens. Yeah, so I'll keep an eye on this. So if this happens next week, I will update the video, and then if there's any trade opportunity, if the market is coming down to correct after the 5, then this will be the best place. This will be the best area for us to take a trade, provided we trade below this low here, below this low here. All right. So any trade we take, this is where we're gonna below here is our stop loss. All right. So don't force the trade. Don't jump in going short. Let's see this correction happen. This is what we're expecting. We're expecting a B to form and then a C to be corrected, and then we wait for that final 5 leg up. If you have an experience of trading this sort of pattern, and you see the 4 completed, then feel free to take a trade, but be careful where to exit. Make sure you know where to exit for 5. All right, but this here is the best trading opportunity. Right here is the best trading opportunity. All right, if we do come down. Okay, so that's the top-down analysis for EURGBP. Okay, take care now, and yeah, all the best and safe trade. Take care. Bye bye.